Hello everyone, welcome to Food Theory with Tejaswi Yerabati. This podcast, let's discuss about a beverage, not a dish. This beverage, we love it. We have it in the mornings, we have it in the afternoons, we have it in the nights, we have it in the evenings. We enjoy, we love making this particular beverage. Whenever there are families meeting up or friends meeting up, everyone wants this on their table. No, it's not that what you're thinking. It's a tea, and we love our tea. As the Italians say, we have balsamic vinegar and olive oil in our veins. We Indians say we have tea and coffee, right? We love our coffees and tea so much. So let's discuss about tea in this podcast. Tea, as many know, many might not know, that tea, the scientific name of tea is tea plant is Camellia sinensis. It's famous all around the world. How did we get it? How are we drinking it? Let's find out. Well, there are two stories of tea. So let's get into the first story, which is famous all around the world, that a king was having a good evening in his front yard, having a cup of hot water, thinking how to rule his country and everything. It was in China, of course. So this Chinese king, so he was having hot cup of water, and suddenly there was a wind, and some leaves of some plant came and fell into his hot water, and that changed the color of the water and increased the taste of that particular hot water. He was very relieved with that drink, and from then he called his soldiers and other people and asked them to search for those leaves, and started developing from then. That's a story which is famous all around the world. But there is another story which many Buddhist monks and Buddhist monasteries and Shaolin temple believe in. This story is related to Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma, as you might all know, is the third son of Pallava Raja. He is from South India. He was it was in 6th or 8th century where the history depicts, and everyone believed that after attaining some skills, like in skills in Kalari and skills in Ayurveda from Charaka Samhita, and after writing Bodhi Samhita, he wanted to go around and explore other parts of the world and preach or maybe learn from them. So he started his journey, and he reached China. He started meditating, gazing at a wall. He's known for wall gazing. So he was gazing at a wall and started meditating, and it is said that he started meditating, and that meditation lasted 9 years. Interesting, right? Yeah, 9 years of meditation. That takes a lot of concentration. While he was meditating with his other scholars or his students, he suddenly fell asleep. He woke up. He was very angry that he got disturbed because of his sleep. So out of his anger, he cut off his eyelids and planted them in the soil and went back to meditation as usual. After some time, those eyelids started sprouting. They became a tree. The students of Bodhidharma started boiling those tea leaves, and they drank, and they never fell asleep after that. So that helped them stay awake and continue the meditation with their teacher. This is a legend which people believe, which many Buddhist monks and Buddhist monasteries believe in. And there is another story of the king with his hot cup of water. There are two legends and two stories, and still the actual story behind it revolves around these two legends or these two depictions of the Chinese historians. Let's get back to our Indian part of it, right? Of course, we stay in India. Archibald Campbell is the officer of East India Company. So once he went to China, and there he was given a beverage to drink. It was a bit goldish color water, and he drank it, and he fell in love with it. And he asked, "What is this?" And they said, "Te, T-E, te." And he was very impressed with that drink. How did they get the name? Well, in some regions they call the tea as cha in China, CHA. So that particular alphabet has different pronunciations, and one of those pronunciation is te in other parts of China. He found out the seeds of that plant, he brought them to India, and he planted them in Darjeeling. So that becomes the first ever tea plantation, commercial tea plantation in India was in Darjeeling. The Darjeeling tea got its geographical identity. The Darjeeling tea has to be planted and sprouted and made in Darjeeling under certain conditions only. There are some other areas close to Darjeeling, just like Assam. Assam has a different plantation and different taste. This was brought by East Indian traders again. So let's get into the types of tea. Oh, before that, there is a southern Indian tea where the East Indian traders also planted some seeds in the area of Nilgiri in 1835. So this is the South Indian tea plantations that are available in India. So let's get back to the tea. Types of tea. There is green tea, black tea, yellow tea, oolong tea, Earl Grey tea, white tea, and herbal teas. I'll just give you a brief introduction to some of these. Green tea has antioxidants which are responsible for fighting against the toxins in your body, help you keep your heart cardiovascular health at the safer point. Oolong tea is responsible for reducing your belly fat, and it's a very good friend for diabetics. So any diabetics out there, please listen, have some oolong tea once a day, and it will be beneficial for you in terms of diabetics. Herbal tea, just like spearmint and chamomile. Spearmint is responsible for insomnia reduction, and if you have lack of sleep, have a cup of spearmint and you will feel energetic after that, and you might reduce this lack of sleep and might get a good sleep. Chamomile tea has a good calming feature to it. It reduces your stress and keeps your blood cholesterol and keeps your blood pressure at low levels, makes sure that you are not stressed. So these are some benefits of having herbal teas and green teas. And of course, the one we use every day in our day-to-day life for our mornings or evenings is the black tea, which we mix it with sweetener and milk, and then we drink it. These are very famous, and I insist that you start a habit of having a green tea or a herbal tea every day, 1 cup every day, which helps you, which cleanses your body and try to remove the toxins in your body and giving you an energetic kick in day-to-day life. Let's get to the tips of tea. There is a technique called steeping. Steeping means tea leaves are dried, so you are basically waking up those tea leaves in hot water. But the idea here is to not boil them, but to keep them in hot water and let them release all their juices, and then when you sip it in, it gives you the perfect balance of tartness and tannins and fruitiness. So when you're making a green tea, make sure that you boil your water and then cut off the flame. Make sure that the water is at 90 to 95 degrees, and then you put in your tea leaves and let it steep for good 3 to 4 minutes, depending upon the green tea sachet that you took. So every company has different steeping timing, so make sure that you read the label before you put your green tea packets in your water, and make sure that you steep for right amount of time. Anything less, you might have a weak green tea. Anything beyond, you might have a very bitter green tea. So make sure that you steep at the right time and enjoy your green tea. Second tip is when you are making a regular tea every day, when you are making tea at your household levels. We use black tea, of course, and black teas we usually put everything together, let it boil, filter. That's that. But that's not as a suggestive technique. What I insist is when you're planning to make a tea, make sure you put half amount of water first, let your black tea boil and release all its juices or release all its nutrients and tannins, and then when you put this mixture, this concoction of tea into your milk, and that gives a distinctive flavor and distinctive color to your tea rather than boiling the tea leaves in the milk itself. And these are simple techniques that you can implement in your day-to-day life, and the changes are way beyond your imagination. That being said, thank you for the love that you've been showing to those podcasts. This gives me immense energy in doing more and more every week. Thank you so much. Like, comment, and share this podcast. Subscribe to M3 Media House. Stay home, stay safe. This is Tejaswi Yerabati signing off.